Clean up on aisle 5. It's the Mount Rushmore podcast. I'm Jeff Hopkins, and I'm joined as always by my good friends Richard.
Hello.
And Michael.
Howdy.
And these guys, can you believe it? They're always going at each other's throats and debating and deliberating the most ubiquitous aspects of any given topic. And this week, the topic is one of my choosing, and that is the Mount Rushmore of shopping in a grocery store.
Hey, Jeff, why did you choose this one?
Thank you for asking.
Was that the overhead asking?
That was the overhead asking.
Ding.
I love that they say, we need a code 22 at the register. What's code 22? I don't know. I chose it because I give it a year. Amazon drones will just drop celery and radishes and meat and Pepsi and all over anything that we want onto our houses on our demand after we kind of make our selections online. And the art of grocery shopping and all its peccadillos and peeves will be gone. And
I don't know.
You don't think so?
I don't know. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I think it's because of the fresh stuff. I think when...
Why are you looking at me like that?
When they just drop off whatever cut of meat,
Yeah.
and then you get it, and then you have no say in what it looks like, in the fattiness of it,
They use the
whatever.
Amazon drones.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or like, when you go to the grocery store and you're like, we're pretty choosy. You know, we're like, I don't know about that one. Mm-hmm. You start poking a chicken breast.
Look at
you're
Gordon Ramsay over
I
here,
don't know
by
about that
the way.
one. But I think that stuff falls. I think that is what really takes away.
Yes. Selection.
Selection.
Choice.
Yeah. If you're getting like boxed mac and cheese delivered, who cares? Pepsi, like you said, who cares? All that stuff.
Jeff, do you do the grocery shopping in your household?
We divvy it up a lot. We actually both kind of shop independently. Both of us have been on whatever weird protein, keto, blah, blah, blah diet for such a long time that we tend to just shop individually, scavenge like rats. And so what I should say is when I put this out on the internet, specifically my Facebook page, I got 107 comments.
Whoa.
So there are strong opinions and emotional ones and funny ones and engaging ones from our listeners and friends of the Mount Rushmore podcast. So I, of course, am excited to hear what you guys have to say. And if we can mix in some of the opinions from the folks out there on the internet, I think that'd be fun too. So I chose it. And, okay, paper or plastic?
Paper.
Okay, you go first.
Son of a bitch. All right. Okay, so my first choice. Guys, 10 items or less
Yes.
means 10 items or less.
Yes.
Does not mean 15 items.
Yes.
It doesn't mean 12 items.
Yes.
It doesn't mean I have 22 items, but 12 of them are 12 separate cans of tomato sauce, so they should count as one item.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Get to the regular line with the rest of the heathens.
Yeah.
Because this bothers me because we used to do a lot of grocery shopping. We're having 2 kids. Now we don't feed the kids. So
No.
Now we have one of those subscription
Yeah.
like
HelloFresh.
HelloFresh type thing.
Yeah.
Ours is called One Potato.
This is
They're not
It's literally
sponsoring
just-
us.
This is the Irish potato famine.
it
What
is-
could we call it?
You're literally getting one potato.
Oh, yeah, look at half that one.
Look at that man with a potato over there.
Michael, I cut you off. What were you going to say?
Nothing
Okay,
funny
okay.
at all.
Stupid.
Nothing as good as a stupid
Yeah,
answer.
I was going to make a single potato joke, and then now we're talking about the joke that I was going to make that I stopped trying to make because it wasn't going to be funny. So here we are. Behind the scenes look at people saying funny things.
Literally how the potatoes get bashed.
Yeah,
folks.
and it's usually this. And then people stop like making eye contact and Jeff's pretending to type on his laptop. Now he's doing a duck face at me and he's doing the worm, the wave, funky chicken. Oh, the Batusi. And scene.
So we have a meal service plan. So we don't go shopping that much. So when I do go shopping, it tends to be very specifically for like, oh, we need milk and we need, sandwich bags and bread.
Yeah.
3 or 4 things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm now much more attuned to what's happening in the 10 items or less line.
Oh.
By the way, 2 of those 3 things are on Emily and mine's our joint shopping list.
Oh.
We just have like a notes, like an Apple Notes thing.
Oh, okay.
That we can just both edit, and then something falls. You buy something and falls off. Literally 2 of those things. Right?
Oh.
What you'd mentioned.
Really?
Yes.
Bread
That's
and milk?
Weird. Sandwich bags and milk.
When is it
weird.
okay to violate that rule?
That's a good question.
No. It's never
no,
okay.
come on, hey, we all commit crimes sometimes. You killed a man, I killed a man sometimes. All right, you were unfairly treated. Somebody unfairly accused you. They didn't know how hungry you are. They didn't know how that the car was running out there. They didn't know you had your dog locked up in the car, did they? That's why you went into that line with more than 15 items, isn't it? Isn't it?
Doesn't matter. You got it. You got it.
You got to respect it.
We've discussed on this show that I'm a rule follower.
Yeah,
Now I get it. Maybe you miscounted.
yeah.
Maybe you thought you had 10. Okay, I'm not going to be the guy who's an asshole about 11.
Okay, let me tell you one, for instance.
Yeah, he got 11.
I was
you got your extra one
Oh,
right there.
Yeah,
Sweet.
got you one extra.
I was walking past that line once. There was nobody in that line, and the woman waves me over and goes, "Come here, sweetie." And I had over the amount. Not a lot.
Right.
I had it was a basket, but I had a full basket.
You got executive privilege.
So now I'm in that line, and somebody else walks by, doesn't realize that it was empty, and she waved me over with the "Hello, sweetie." And now I'm the a-hole.
Number shaming you.
Yes, I've been number shamed.
Well, that's the risk you run whenever you step into the express line with
When a
more
succubus,
than 15 items.
the succubus cashier says, "Hello, sweetie."
Kathy.
She called you.
Your name's Kathy.
Yeah. Kathy just
She called you over like Homer coming back from.
Yeah. from
his journeys.
with the fleece, the golden fleece. No, that's Jason. Okay.
No, that's Jason.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It just as a rule follower, it bothers me when people when they willingly and knowingly break this rule.
Flaunt.
Because this
Yeah.
has if one person does it, then everyone's going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the whole system falls
All
apart.
the civilization.
Well, this
Crumbles.
dovetails nicely into mine,
Okay.
and this is
Vehicular homicide. In the parking lot of the grocery store.
it is line profiling to just determine what is the best line to get in front of based on the age of the person, the number of kids they have in their cart, the size of their cart, trying to, whatever it is, you're checking out
Don't say race. Don't say race. Don't say race.
Yeah, I'm getting worried. whether
whether they are from Barbados or not. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you're standing in line and you're trying to figure out, okay, I'm going to bite the bullet and get in behind 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
Which one is it going to be? Watch out for the old lady in the checkbook. Watch out for the person that's starting to complain about a coupon. And you just have to go in with the mentality of like, I gotta find the best one. And sometimes you think it's self-checkout. And you realize, oh no, the person that helps at self-checkout is not helpful. That is one of the worst, is you're standing in line and you're like ringing up a peach.
Yeah.
And for some reason you misspell peach or whatever, or the thing doesn't scan and it calls the attendant over.
Oh, and the self-checkout?
This is my number 2 pick,
Is
by
it?
the way.
So
just so you know.
I'll leave all that stuff alone. But like when you get in line and you're trying to determine what's the best, like you have to identify who are the people that aren't there to move through the grocery store quickly. Who are the people that don't mind having a 10-minute conversation with a person checking out? You got to figure out how to get in and out quickly for your benefit and the people behind you.
Is the person old? Are they homeless? Here's one for you. Do they have all of their stuff but separated into 2 different
Behind 2 different
of the things?
Yeah. Oh.
That's when you know
that's a work purchase.
It's a work purchase, or they're going to be purchasing with food stamps. Mm-hmm. Neither one is good.
Okay.
I hate whenever you get into maybe this goes back into why I hate people screwing up the express line. When you go into the express line and you realize it has gone slower than the regular line has gone. And you made the wrong choice, mister.
Do you know what's another one to profile? And we've done this, so it's a mea culpa too. If you see someone holding just like a single sheet of paper that's obviously like the rug doctor that they're checking out.
Oh, yeah.
If like someone is in line with nothing, that's dangerous because the person behind the register, they're never going to know how to do the rug doctor checkout.
They got to get the manager.
Yeah.
There's only one person in this store that can handle.
They can
this.
possibly, and then there's a third person that goes to actually go and unlock the beast. Mm-hmm. And by that point, everyone in line just hates you, even though you have one thing You just got
Yeah.
you just got to be aware.
Hey, when you guys were kids, was Rug Doctor Day a big day in your household?
Rogue Doctor Day?
Still is.
Whenever you were going to go get the rug doctor?
We didn't have health insurance, so I don't remember even visiting a rug doctor until...
How about a rug physician's assistant? Did you go to the rug clinic?
I don't think we had carpet. You think there was a carpet cleaning day at the Manfredi household was
It was a big deal.
on the calendar. It was
a
big thing.
big deal because like it was cool to see all the dirt and crap get pulled up out of it.
It's so wonderful.
Wow.
Then for about half a day you had really nice carpets. Until you, as idiot kid, screwed it up for everybody.
Fun surprise, gentlemen. There is a listener of the podcast who has worked at both Ralph's and Vaughn's.
Oh,
and
wow.
He has shared with us in an audio recording some of his pet peeves.
Oh.
So I'd like to play some of those right now. Let's see if we can guess who this guy is.
Hey there, Mount Rushmore. Anderson Dadu here. Big fan of the podcast. Sharing with you guys my grocery store pet peeves. As somebody who's worked in many grocery stores and consistently shops in supermarkets, I have to say that there's a few things that would meet my Mount Rushmore of grocery store pet peeves. One of them has to be the customer in the store that refuses to take the item that is on top or is the most convenient to grab, and instead thinks that the can or the bag or the bottle or whatever it is they're trying to get, they must pick the one that is deeply stacked under or behind or in the most inconvenient location because it has been untouched by somebody else, and somehow that makes it better because the employee that stacked it there for some reason made that one special for them. Always found it interesting when you've got a giant end cap display and the bottom section just has this void and you're now afraid to grab anything on that side because the balancing has been compromised.
I would say that rings so true.
Yeah.
But I would say milk is an exception. You are allowed to dig behind the milks that are in front for the fresher
the
milk.
latest void
Or
the
the
good
one
by date. Yeah.
The sell by date of June 6th. There's one behind there that's sell by date of June 13th.
Yeah.
You are allowed to go get that one. You
Yeah.
go get that milk.
You go get that milk.
Also eggs.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, eggs.
But that was a very funny
Yeah.
point, especially like I think the idea of like boxed things, like a box of graham crackers, like the box
Yeah.
behind is going to be more precious.
I just like the
untouched.
idea of a young Anderson getting like buried because he tries to pull out one thing of graham crackers.
Yeah.
And this whole tower on the end cap just kind of like comedically comes flying down on him.
Yeah. I'm going to press play and hear the rest.
That one person got their special item and they're real happy about it. Another one would be, I think probably the most common, is the grocery store cart etiquette. People not returning them or being in the middle of an aisle, taking up the aisle space, not having the spatial awareness of the cart. And maybe that also falls into the exiting of the grocery store aisle and the potential collision that seems to happen, the near miss every single day between people at the grocery store. It never seems to be like the romantic comedies, how they paint it, where it's some friendly, amusing, romantic scenario. It always seems to be a old lady that you're almost going to break her hip because, you know, she's moving at 2 miles an hour, and of course everyone's in a rush to get home for dinner time. The next one on my Mount Rushmore list would be the butcher and the lack of knowledge that the current employee in the butcher station has. They're probably a replacement to the long-term Sam the Butcher employee that keeled off a couple months ago, and they replaced them, but they worked in produce for the last 6 months, and they really only know apples. They don't know the difference between a pork butt or a shoulder, or the difference between the fat content in ground beef, and what's the difference between a sirloin or a top round or any of the wonderful meat classifications that exist out there. Pretty interesting one. And the last one would be the self-checkout kiosks. It amazes me on how they malfunction all the time. yet the employee that's there to assist the customers with these self-checkouts is never around when the kiosk malfunctions or needs to verify your ID or the price scans incorrectly or your coupon doesn't work, whatever the various number of problems are. That employee's not there, or they're too busy trying to stop someone else from stealing a banana because the scale is off somewhere else. Those self-checkout kiosks, they haven't yet hit their Mark II or Mark III, whatever version they're at right now for the future efficiency. But anywho, Mount Rushmore, that's my grocery store pet peeve list, and keep on doing what you're doing.
What do you think of Anderson Dodd doing his awesome suggestions that come from experience?
Well, I have two comments. One, I'm glad that he just ripped into all of whatever Richard was going to say, so we don't need to hear anything from him. But
Hey, wait a minute.
Richard, take a knee.
you're good. Take a powder. You're fine. He mentioned like grocery carts being in the middle of the store. That is one comment. That is one thought that I constantly have. Is I wish that they would position like those little handheld baskets.
Yeah.
At different points within the store, not just at the
Yeah.
entrance. Because
So if you're halfway through and you realize that, oh
Yes.
shit, I need a basket.
I am the guy that walks in looking for 3 things, then suddenly I have 7 things, and then I have to walk back, put it down.
That's a rookie move.
But like,
It's a rookie move. You got to get the basket no matter what, because you never know.
but if they had them
on
like
you.
throughout the store, then that wouldn't happen.
Speaking of the baskets,
So are we still on
I don't know what we're on at this point.
Okay, let's finish up. Did you have any?
Let's finish this up real quick. 'Cause
Okay.
Speaking of baskets, this is not one of my choices, but I do hate it when the grocery store has 2 different types of baskets.
Oh.
One of them being, if maybe like half of their baskets are like the pure rectangle looking
Yeah.
ones, and then the other half are like the kidney shaped ones.
Yeah.
And then you get up to the front to put your groceries up on there, and you try to put the basket away, and you've got a kidney-shaped one.
Oh.
but half of them, but there's no
I've never
kidney-shaped
seen that
spot for
happen.
Happens at my pavilions. Quite
Does
a
it?
bit. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a headache.
Friend to the podcast and friend to us, Kelly Granlund, really kind of laid into some topics that we've voiced a little bit. People leaving their cart in the way so you can't get by. Then they give you a dirty look when you move it over. Kelly also said Costco's the worst. Adults pushing little kids out of the way to get a sample or taking 2 when it isn't their turn. More of Tyler making a scene and then calling them out every time we see them in the store.
That seems like a husband
Yeah.
wife issue, right?
I guarantee you Tyler has pushed someone out of the way for
Yeah.
a chimichurri sample.
Yeah. Tyler and Kelly do not suffer fools very, very gladly. So, and I'm glad for people like them being the vigilantes in the grocery store.
Have you heard of cart narcs?
No. Is this a real thing?
There's a YouTube.
Was this
series.
Nancy Reagan started this thing in the 80s?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
It's her going around. No, it's some kid in like Texas or whatever. I totally have the state wrong, but it doesn't
okay.
matter. I'm sure it's Arizona. It is some state, and he's part of the cart narcs, and he just confronts people in the parking lot about how they're bad people.
Oh, yeah.
On why didn't you put your cart away?
Yeah.
And he just gets in their face and just tries to shame them until they either put it away or threaten him with like, you can't film me. And then they're like, why do you think you're better than me? He's like, I am better than you.
Yeah.
I put my cart away.
Yeah.
The evidence is right here. You're a bad person for not putting the cart away. You know.
That's great and awful at the same time, and I hope that kid gets his just desserts, which either means lots of success and fame out of it,
Yeah.
or punched in the nose.
Yeah.
Probably both.
Yeah. Maybe the combo.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've each done 1 and 1, right? So it's you again? Richard?
Yeah.
He was on self-checkout.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're on self-checkout now,
Okay.
which has been broached by
Okay.
Anderson and Michael.
Okay.
And I think Anderson did say a lot of the things I wanted to say about it. But overall, it's just this idea that we have taken... we've now turned cutting back on people's jobs into and forced automation into something that we're passing off as a convenience.
Yeah.
We're making it seem like to you, the customer, oh, we've got these self-checkout lanes now. This will be so much easier for
Yeah.
you. When the reality is it takes just as long to get through a self-checkout as it does the regular checkout.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, there's always some sort of like
There's a
headache,
scanning mishap. There's a bag
problem.
that's not around.
Someone doesn't have a bag and they need to get a bag and there aren't any bags there.
You put the milk down on you scan it and put it on the side, and then it says pick up the thing on the side. So you pick it up and put it down. It just errors out and asks to call the attendant, and you can't. It's unhelpful.
And if you're stuck behind someone who doesn't know how to use it, oof.
That's checkout profiling. Yeah.
Yeah, it is literally. Let's think about this. Most people can't work an ATM.
Yeah.
Now you're asking them to work basically an ATM, but also scan stuff. No good. It's not going to work.
You know what I've never seen people do? The self-checkout, I think, ushers people away from trying to use coupons.
Yeah.
I've never seen someone like approach a self-checkout with coupons, like in an attempt to like use them.
I've done it before because I've forgotten that I've had coupons. And then I check out at the self-checkout, and then I go, oh, shit, I've got like these 2 coupons.
Are you the person that would get back in line to try to get reimbursed for 35 cents?
No,
or are you
I
just
would
gonna
call
eat it?
I would call the attendant over and have him
see.
come and do whatever 10 code magic that he has to do to get the special like
Shaking my
scan
head
the
at you.
coupon thing. Yeah, I know. See, that's the thing. I'm part of the problem.
Yeah, we all
and I
are.
recognize that.
We all are.
Yeah. Nick Condon says self-checkout registers. I do not use them. I think it was PK Kingston also said they generate their own errors. It's almost like they want somebody to come help them.
Right.
They want more attention.
It's like a sentient being, you
yeah.
think?
Speaking of sentient beings.
It is a like purposeful glitch in the Matrix that's put in there so that that it knows it needs to reset itself.
Speaking of sentient beings, my brother-in-law Peter Newcomb posted something that I was kind of surprised because he kind of acted like it's something that everybody has, and his post was the Stop and Shop that now has a useless grocery store robot that spies on you and gets in people's way. It's like, whoa, wait,
What?
robot? And so he posted a video, and there's this thing that has this very monolithic-looking droid. You can see the video here.
No, we can't see it. It's a podcasting idiot.
So, we can put it in the show notes, but there's a droid that looks like a
It looks like
Like a
it looks like a turn of the century chimney that's just
Yeah.
motoring around like
with a couple of Google
You know,
eyes on it.
What's
Bert from from
Yeah, from Mary
Mary
Poppins.
Poppins
or
is going to
something.
pop out of it with 3 of his friends.
So
Yeah.
what is that supposed to do?
Well, it says it cleans, but I think it is let's see. Okay. Stop and Shop's parent company, Ahold Delhaize USA, announced in January that it would be
I don't think
deploying.
you're allowed to say that on
Yeah.
this podcast.
You have to say Gesundheit. Around 500 robots into giant food stores, Martin's, and Stop and Shops. Marty is actually not cleaning the store, as some people think. Under Marty's googly eyes states an explanation of the robot's purpose. Marty's an autonomous robot that uses image capturing technology to report spills, debris, and other potential hazards to store employees to improve your shopping experience. It's a narc robot. It's a narc shopping robot. Marty's not supposed to replace any store employee. Reported Popular Mechanics. Popular Mechanics used to be so exciting, like hovercrafts that are personal, you can fly around.
Jetpacks. There's all the stuff from our year 2000 episode.
Yeah, no,
Now it's a shitty robot wandering around bothering
robot.
you at the grocery store.
Okay. All right. Apologies if I derailed us, but let's get back on track with Michael's pick.
My second pick is going to a store that isn't your store.
Oh, yeah.
And no matter what you do, it is going to be inefficient. It's going to be difficult to find whatever you're looking for. It doesn't matter if you're going into a Ralph's or if you're going to an Albertsons and your store that you go to is a Ralph's or an Albertsons, the setup is going to be different. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
how close they are, how aligned they are. You walk in, the meat department's on the left or
Yeah.
okay, we need one thing. We need to go get eggs.
Yeah.
The eggs aren't at the back of the store. They're in the middle on the other cold, and you're just the trip that you went for the one item, the 2 items, is just you're walking up and down every aisle, even after you've gotten the item you're looking for.
Yeah.
You're like, but maybe I need something else. I don't know where I am. You're in this weird like Alice in Wonderland haze of where am I?
Well, that's how they get you. Because it's like being in Vegas.
Yes.
They want you to wander around as much as possible.
Disorient you. You got to pass through the casino to get to the hotel
Right.
elevator.
So that's
to
why
get
they make it. That's why they make it so that former podcast guest host and wife of me, Sarah Reeve, pointed this out when I was discussing it with her the other day. That's why they put things like milk at the very back.
Yeah.
It's not like you can just grab a thing of milk, walk in, and
Yeah.
just get out. You got to go through everything, and now you're on a little shopping adventure.
Grocery store and retail store setup is always very interesting. Like,
Wait, does your place
It's
have a
a
girl that
science.
goes around going cocktails, cocktails, cocktails?
Yes.
Okay, that's the grocery store.
That's
I
a
got that.
grocery store, right?
There's human psychology involved, industrial
Yeah.
psychology.
well, there's a couple things for like grocery stores specifically. Like all the healthy stuff is around the perimeter. Like meats and dairy and fresh produce, anything like that is always like on the edge of the store. It's once you get into those aisles and it's that labyrinth and you're like a minotaur walking up and down like Knossos and you're just like trying to figure out, okay, well, we need cookies, and the cookies, well, and that's right down the aisle from, like all the stuff that's bad for you is like chock-a-block right in the, just right in the middle. It's that creamy nougat right in the middle. It's just so delicious. But like if you ever go shopping at like a department store or like even like the Gap or whatever, like the jeans are all the way at the back.
Yeah.
Because they know that everybody needs
The staples,
like milk.
yeah.
You know,
Right.
you can keep the jeans far away on the corner, on the back, at the far end, because people are going to go through to get their jeans or whatever.
right.
And every store is like that. So like the staple items like milk,
Yeah.
like jeans, you got to go through.
Oh, yeah.
and all the other stuff that they're trying to push at you.
Yeah. Okay, dudes, we are at our halftime. We would like you to go shop our past episodes. Peruse. 10 items or less rule does not apply here. You could take 100 items and download them to your podcast reader, listener thingy. We are out there. We are on Apple iTunes or whatever future thing that is going to be holding podcasts. We're out there on Stitcher. We're out there on iHeartRadio. You can find us just about anywhere. We even have a website. You can just listen to it off the website. We're on YouTube. So we would love for you to download and listen to and recommend to your friends past episodes. You could also leave a rating, and we would appreciate that. You know, this is a great podcast to listen to while ironing. So I like to reach out and challenge the ironing community out there. You know who you are.
Right.
Sandy, Depeche, Marty. Are you listening? I know you guys like to get out that fabric care stuff. Get out the Niagara.
Oh, the Niagara. That's good stuff.
Spray it down, iron it down, make it perfect while listening to this podcast. Richard, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, I wasn't paying any attention to you because...
Nope,
why would
my
I?
mouth just goes.
Did you mention subscribing?
No.
You should subscribe because that is the easiest way to make sure you've got the latest episodes of the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Hit subscribe and it will, whatever podcast grabber catcher that you use,
Yeah.
and it will show up right there in your feed.
Richard uses one potato to subscribe for his groceries.
And
it just shows up. He doesn't even know what he's getting.
and I listen to a podcast by Potato.
That's right.
That's how I listen to my podcast.
Subscribe, and when your subscription is going to end up, we'll notify you a month before it runs out. We'll send you little cards in the magazine.
Oh no, it's in the fine print.
It's in the fine print?
If you don't unsubscribe, we're going to
just keep
resubscribe you to the podcast
Okay.
at twice the rate.
We talk about the fine print. Okay, so yes, and we also want you to join us out in the social handles that we have on Facebook. We have it on Twitter. We have it on Instagram. And others in the past have suggested episode topics, and we have done those. Sometimes they even appeared on the show or were heard on the show. So you don't have to do that, but we'd love to hear your suggestions as to topics. And if you wanted to let us know a category that we missed a topic in that you'd like to suggest a better answer than we gave, please do that too. That would be super cool. And do you guys want to kick things off with another audio file that a listener sent?
Oh, we have more.
Oh, yeah.
More excitement.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. So,
Is one of the audio files somebody doing karaoke of Do You Think I'm Sexy by Rod Stewart?
oh my God, that would be so great.
Okay, Richard, I know that earlier today you posted about music videos.
Yeah.
I can only think of 2 music videos. Richard posted on our Twitter about
Great bands that make lousy videos.
Great bands that make lousy videos. And then I was thinking, just as we were sitting, my mind was wandering too when Jeff was talking.
Because.
It's just like, you're in the zone. And
Well, he's soothing.
Yeah.
So.
And I can only think of like two
Great bands.
videos that feature grocery store shopping, and that's Been Caught Stealing by Jane's Addiction.
Right.
And then Pulp's Common People.
That's true.
Do you have any others?
Yes. Radiohead's Fake Plastic Trees is in a grocery store.
Okay.
I'll have to think about a fourth one.
Okay. By the end of the show, we'll come up with a fourth one.
Yep.
Or we won't.
Or then you guys let us know.
Yeah.
Okay, so listener of the podcast and witty, wise woman, Cecily Gish, has some of her grocery store pet peeves. We're going to listen to a few of them. And some of these were ones that were also echoed by many of the other commentators on Facebook. So let's listen to some of these from Cecily.
Hey, I'm Cecily, and there are some things about the grocery store that are confusing and upsetting. First of all, when I go, I take my own bags because I just don't need that much plastic around my house. So I have these bags that look like fishing nets. Your grandma had them or your great-grandmother. They've been around forever. And yet whenever I put them on the conveyor belt, the bagger looks at me like I'm insane and they can't figure out how they work. I mean, it's a bag. You just put stuff in there, right? I feel like it's not totally rocket science. Also, when you're pushing your cart into the store and you have to push it over those annoying raised plastic dots that have been put there. Now, you would think that they would be, to stop wheelchairs from going in the road, but no, they are for blind people, so they know where the road starts. But you know who hates them? Blind people. You know who else hates them? People in wheelchairs, people on crutches, and people with walkers. I mean, they're so hard to get over. Another thing that's just totally random is why do we have to refrigerate our eggs? Canada doesn't refrigerate their eggs. Oh yeah, we hate germs so much that we wash the natural coating off the outside that prevents salmonella. And if we didn't wash it off, we could just keep our eggs on the counter. Wouldn't that be more efficient for electronics and things? Also, my local grocery store just refurbished and put in these beautiful 10-foot wide aisles. I don't know how they managed it. It's gorgeous. And then the next time I came to the store, I noticed that they had crowded these 10-foot wide aisles with all of these extra displays. So now the aisle is only 3 feet wide again. What was the freaking point?
Cecily Gish, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate her letting us know some of her pet peeves. I will say that bags were a point of debate for many people. Cecily, thank you so much for submitting that audio commentary. That was pretty awesome. And there was a firestorm when Cecily did post about her bags. There was a reply from my buddy Brian Bradley, who talked about those reusable bags being nets for fecal matter and dirt. And
what is he doing with those bags?
What is going on?
Yeah. Just you've seen that they gather dust and debris and human, kind of everything.
So does your mouth.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what I'm saying that was
What are you doing?
That was a very deliberated, and Cecily's response was, "Hey, I clean mine regularly. I don't know what you're talking about." So, all right, Richard, what's next?
All right, the clearance section.
Oh.
Love me the clearance section.
That's a darkly, dimly lit corner of the store.
It's usually over there, back by where the loading docks kind of start.
Yeah.
And there's a rickety kind of shelving system in place.
It's a bedraggled shelving unit that leads to where you can go to maybe the employee bathrooms if your place doesn't have their own bathrooms.
There's wood paneling that I think Jeffrey Dahmer had in his basement, right in that corner. Yeah.
So I think this is the one exception to Anderson's rule about digging through the.
Wow, Snoopy's flying over, chasing the Red Baron.
Royal Guardsmen will be starting up their song anytime now. I think this is the one exception to Anderson's rule about not digging through things.
Yeah.
Because 90%, when you get to the clearance section, it's 50 things of the same thing, but 48 of them are beat up beyond all repair. So, So your goal is to try and find the two that have just not been beat up as much.
The two bimbo bakery bread.
Bimbo bakery breads that have not been wadded into a ball of bread at this point.
Yeah. Okay, the clearance section. Tell me something you've bought and purchased from the clearance section other than vegan chili.
Oh, other than
Yeah.
you can get a good deal on kids' medicine. I'm not kidding. like the kids' ibuprofen. For some reason, it seems like they're always like running out of.
That's the discontinued. Please incinerate for risk of killing the children cart aisle.
But it's 50% off.
Yeah, it's not like when it expires, it just becomes weaker. That's all.
I love
Give them
seeing
twice as much. It's fine.
it's like mid-May, and you see like a little Easter basket or Easter bunny with one eye on that. You just say, "Sorry, buddy, you're not going to go in anybody's home."
And you always have to make the, I guess, the educated guess about whether or not something was put in the clearance section because they just had too much stock,
Yeah,
or if they're discontinuing it,
yeah,
or
yeah.
if it's not selling.
Yeah.
Or if it's somehow
A return, a product
It
return.
has gone bad.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to make the judge of this is the type of thing that will go bad.
Yeah.
And has it gone bad?
I think rejected Pixar topics is something that we should save the clearance section for. Do you think anybody? No, I don't think anybody will ever take us home. All right, Michael.
Now, this is something, Richard, I'm not sure if you can relate to, because I know that you and Sarah often do like late night grocery shopping.
Yes.
You guys are like,
Ooh.
yeah, they are like, kids are asleep.
Kids are asleep.
Yeah.
Grandpa's watching them.
Grandpa's watching them. We're heading out for an hour. That's our big night out.
Is going to the grocery store on a Sunday night.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know how many times that we have gone to the grocery store, spent $125, $150 for the week, just loaded up the cart, just unpacked, just packed up everything,
Yeah.
You get home, and then you order out.
Yeah. You're exhausted.
And you're just so done with shopping. The furthest thing from your mind is cooking some of the food that you just spent an hour shopping for.
Yeah.
And I think that the grocery store, if you don't have like a set, it does two things. If you don't have like a set list, you're done for.
Yeah.
You're trapped. You're going to come home with stuff that you didn't think that you knew. Mm-hmm. And then if that happens, combine that with like shopping at the wrong time and not eating.
That was just what I was going to say. In your scenario, not having eaten your dinner yet has now made things infinitely worse.
Yeah.
Because now everything of wheat thins you look at, reduced sodium. That's pretty good for you, right?
I think the best times to shop are morning, because most people are at work. If you can get it in morning, late at night, the Manfredi Reeve combo. After lunch, like if you go get lunch and then go shopping, you're set.
Okay.
Because you're satiated, and then the worst time is like 4:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And by that time you come home and you're just like, I don't want to deal with it. I got to put this away. We're ordering a pizza. Mm-hmm. We're stopping for Subway on the way home.
We're done.
Anything but cooking the food that we just bought.
If I one of the worst things is in that same scenario when you've forgotten that there's some sort of big public event happening, especially something that people will be watching a lot on TV. Like, for example, here in LA, the Oscars. I've done this before, or I forgot the Oscars a lot because I don't watch the ceremonies anymore. And so I go grocery shopping, and it's Sunday at like 4 p.m., and I can't find a parking space. And it isn't until I go inside and I see like all the traditional Oscar weekend, I don't know, whatever. But then I kind of realize, oh, wait, it's Oscar Sunday.
Yeah.
Of course everyone's buying their chips and dips and appetizers.
You never lose track of like sports things, though. You would know it's Super Bowl Sunday or something like that,
But it's a bad feeling whenever you have to go to the store on Super Bowl Sunday, but you have to go for something that's not Super Bowl related.
Yeah.
Like you need chips, but not like chips for you to eat. It's like for your kids for their lunch or something.
Yeah.
Suddenly you're like, why?
I will say I was very surprised by some people who included some positive social aspects of grocery store shopping. And Beckett Graham, things like running into a friend you haven't seen while going down the same aisle in opposite directions, and a runner-up is elderly gentlemen yelling questions into their phone, having been dispatched on a mission outside of their comfort zone. Like, here's a genuine people watcher person right there. And
that happens to me all the time.
Does it
When
really?
the elderly people. No, this happens because Sarah will write the list.
Yeah.
And she'll say sugar.
Yeah.
And I don't look at the list before half the time I don't look at it before I leave, which is on me. Because then I get to the store and it's like, do you need granulated sugar, powdered sugar, brown sugar?
Yeah.
So now I got to call Sarah up or text her and be like, I'm an idiot. I forgot to ask, which one do you need?
Yeah, and something like Jennifer Smith said, I absolutely love the crazy frenetic energy of day before Thanksgiving shopping. Whether it's the host of 30 diners buying 3 cars worth, or the granddaughter who is carefully escorting her fragile 90-year-old grandma down the aisle so she can pick up something for her special dip or marshmallow jello salad. Happy or grumpy, it seems we're all in it together between the aisles. How sweet is that?
Freaking... That's not just like glass half full. That is like the rain barrel is completely empty, and seeing the beauty of that. That's crazy.
Well, around the holidays when
I get it, but
I was so excited to read that because everything else was venomous anger. Speaking of,
there's well.
Speaking of, my last choice.
Yes, sir.
When you said venomous anger.
I was a wink.
Winky. Going to this grocery store, and you mentioned that we make the late night runs.
Mm-hmm.
So we're there. It's 10:30, 11 o'clock. And invariably, I will see an entire family, including multiple kids, at the grocery store at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And it drives me mad because these poor kids are just tired.
Yeah.
They should have been in bed 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Now, I hesitated to add this one because, look, I get it. There are single parents out there. A lot of people work weird hours.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe this is the only time you have in your day to go shopping.
Is this a summertime thing or is this throughout the year?
No, throughout the year.
Okay.
And it especially gets to me, and I feel awful about it whenever I see it like on a Tuesday during a school day. So this kid's got to be at school in like 8 hours.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to bring it up because of that whole idea of, well, maybe this is the only time they have to do the shopping with their kids.
Yeah.
So I'm going to amend it to say specifically families. Because when you've got like the mom and the dad and a grandparent there, and then 3 kids, one of them could have stayed behind to like watch the kids while they slept.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We're not waking our kids up to go on the late night run, you know?
Yeah. The welfare challenges that come from get those
They need
sleepy
a child
kids.
protective services like station set up at the grocery store.
That's so funny. Well, at least we're feeding them. That's what you might hear
That's
in
true.
reply. Okay, Winfield, what do you got?
Well, I'm also going to end it on a bit of a high note. Is the magic of being a kid at the grocery store, walking down the aisle of cereal. There is nothing better that I remembered than getting to choose a box of cereal from 20 different brands.
Oh, yeah.
As a kid.
Yeah.
And how that is all completely fucking gone now as an adult and as a parent. And when you're just like, the grocery list is just, it is what it is. You go, it's itemized. The grocery list is set up by department. You go in, you get the things that are on the list. You are buying a very specific set of things because we can't.
It's all
we
for
can't
need.
Yes.
You're buying for need, not for enjoyment.
Yes. But just that dichotomy of being a kid and just wanting to stare at the cartoon Honey Smacks Frog.
Yeah.
Dig 'em.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you're going to choose Frosted Flakes because they're great. Or maybe Toucan Sam.
Yeah.
But most likely it was Lucky Charms because of marshmallows.
Or maybe Crispix because you're lame.
Because you're lame.
But
That's the Gattaca of cereal.
I do like this choice. I like because of choice, because when you're a kid, you don't get to choose much.
No.
So oftentimes that would be, your mom would take you to the grocery store, and that'd be the one thing you got to choose.
The one position of power that you have is, all right, you're allowed one sugary cereal, every few weeks or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Otherwise, you're having Cheerios or whatever. But, it's a small thing, but it's the most colorful aisle in the, fuck fruits, fuck vegetables, and all those
Yeah.
colors. But it is the most colorful and wonderful aisle as a kid, and that's all I wanted to do was just go down that aisle and figure out which one I got to have. And there you go.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty exciting because like cereal is, other than cigarettes, the only thing that's marketed towards children at grocery stores. I think it's cartoon characters, big, bright, colorful. It's not like flour is going to be marketed to kids or different types of
Even
vinegar.
like soda and like sports drinks and all that
Yeah.
stuff. That's not marketed to kids. It's just like everybody. Here's the Coca-Cola brand that everybody knows. Here's Pepsi. Capri Sun maybe, but even that is that's pushing it. That doesn't hold up a candle to a box of Captain Crunch.
Yeah. Let me ask you if while you were a young man perusing the cereals, did you hear, was there anybody shouting? Because Patty Colum said, it's probably already been mentioned, but spatial awareness, nothing makes me want to get in a fight more than people taking up the entire freaking aisle. Ingredient readers and cell phone folk are the biggest culprits, but cereal, he mentioned. Cereal has sugar, motherfucker. Stop reading the box of oops, all berries and get out of the damn way. So much anger.
Patty is a delightful person, but also a very old man for his age.
Yeah,
really
yeah,
is.
he sure is. I think he was born 80. Amy Hewell and some other people also mentioned people who let their preteen kids ride around on the electric carts, taking them from people who need them, which is half of Ohio, she says, and blocking anyone and everyone else. So, guys, what do you think of this topic? Fun? Incendiary.
I'd buy it,
You'd buy it.
even if it isn't on clearance.
Would you have coupon? You wouldn't coupon?
But I would use a coupon.
Okay.
You know what I feel about this episode?
What's that?
I feel like we walked into this episode without a list.
Yes.
And we have just been wandering around,
Yeah.
and we are at the end, and we're trying to check out now. And
Yeah.
I'd like to find out what the total
Okay.
is
All right, let's
from
ring
our
it up.
host.
Let's ring it
And
up.
by the way, we are well above the maximum.
The
limits
maximum
for the
items
Express.
limit.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second. I have a Coinstar receipt that I need to cash in
Oh,
real
we
quick.
don't. That's machine.
But I have it right here, and if you
stolen
just
around. That's a
scan
Rug
it,
Doctor return coupon.
Oh, also, I have a lottery ticket.
43
free lottery
helium balloons. We don't even have that much helium. The tank ran out. So I thought it was interesting, guys. Some great choices. Richard, it seemed like most of your choices, other than the entire family one, were kind of transactional regarding the item maximums, the self checkout, and then the kind of the discounts and things on the clearance section. It seems like it was about the purchase,
The act of buying.
the act of buying. And I think, Michael, you went kind of the social dynamics of the human psychology, industrial psychology of the grocery store, the checkout line profiling, the store that's not your store as if you have a store that's your store. And then I thought that was kind of interesting, reverting by the end, you were in such an insecure moment that you reverted to childhood in front of us. And as a kid walking down the cereal aisle, that was just beautiful to see. It was like the scene in Big.
Jeff, do you have any Count Chocula for this man?
I do.
Get some stats.
Blah. So he's a comedic Dracula. So why don't I pick this? Entire family up late. That had this Edward Hopper kind of like weird vision that came with that. So I love that.
Richard gets 4 points for that one.
Richard gets 4 points. Okay, all right. And then the eating out after shopping. That's like some good 90s comedy boom kind of observational stuff there.
That's a 3 for me.
That's a 3. Okay. I like being a kid walking down the cereal aisle because I also reverted. And because I think it resonated with so many other people, self checkout. Yeah. So, guys, we're closing. Please take your purchases and bring them to the front of the store.
This podcast is going to go for 24 hours.
There, we are closing. I need 15 minutes, you guys. I need 15 minutes. I'm the day manager and the night manager. I just need a 15-minute nap. I think I can turn it around.
Got a code chartreuse.
Code chartreuse. I don't even know what code that is.
IL7.
Let me look at the rainbow chart. Okay, this has been the Mount Rushmore of grocery store shopping. I want to thank our guests who contributed their wonderful suggestions, including Anderson and Cecily, and all the other people who expressed their opinions online. And I, as always, am Jeff.
I'm Richard.
Michael.